So this is what happens when you when you have text message. When you have a spare stereo laying around, a cheap ass Sony one, a couple of extra speakers, a PC power supply that's old as hell, a multimeter, and in my case for an antenna, I'm using a CD changer interlace thing that you can plug in through the antenna. And it actually works, surprisingly. Let's see here, FM. Not very well, obviously, but I mean, it does work. Good song too, man. That's kind of random. Just randomly switch on the station. The CD player works. Do a little Metallica. Don't even know how much the CD works. It's pretty scratched up. Goes up pretty loud too. Well, for being a single speaker anyway, in the middle of nowhere. I won't turn it up anymore now everybody's sleeping. I'm trying to be nice. But I'm just kind of surprised that it actually works. I mean, the power supply is probably about, hell if I know, 10 years old. And it was at a computer that was waterlogged, believe it or not. And my buddy brought it over and jacked it from him. But thinking about putting this in my room. Not this specific stereo. I got a, oh, what the hell is it? I think it's a Kenwood sitting over in an old sub box. And I was watching a guy on YouTube who had a whole home stereo out of nothing but a bunch of car parts and a couple PC power supplies. So I figured I'd check it out and see if it actually worked. And hey, there you go. And all you need to do to make this work is on your computer. They have these connectors, these little Molex connectors. The two blacks are the grounds. The red is 5 volt. You don't use that at all. The yellow is 12 volt. You use the yellow. So I just cut all the grounds off, strapped them together, soldered the crap out of them, so I can make sure I get enough power coming out. And the 12 volt, these big 12 volt leads are 10 amp each. And your stereo ain't going to take more than 10 amps. Everyone has a fuse for 10 amps anyway. So you just, you take your general wiring, you take your yellow and your red wire out of your head unit, and you wrap the large yellow wire out of your power supply, solder it all together. And you take your big black wire out of your head unit, and you solder it all together down here at a couple grounds. I got like 8 on there, just to make sure. I know it's a little overkill, but whatever. And then I just have the leads coming off for a speaker. I mean, it's an old ass speaker, old Clarion. It's a 6 ohm. I've never really heard of a 6 ohm speaker, but I think it was factory. But yeah, it's literally all I did. And, I mean, it actually works. I'm kind of happy about that. The CD's really crap. It's old and scratched up real bad. Good song. That's just from one speaker. I mean, it's not loud over the camera, I'm sure, but in the middle of a big room, it might not have any bass, but the treble on it works great. Too skip. And it sounds really good. It's pretty clear for something this old and just thrown together. Anyway, that's just for somebody who maybe has thought about taking an old stereo and seeing if it works on a PC power supply. Your answer is it does. So anyway, if you have any questions, comment or send me a message. Alright, later. So I figured I'd show you guys something else a little cool too. So not only do I have this tiny little 6-inch speaker that's old, I have something from back when I was at my old house probably 17, 18 years ago that I've never been able to run on anything. I mean, other than a
our old stereo system, which we got rid of. We're running a big old tower that's from like the 80s. Old 12-inch. Old 12-inch sub, and a mid and a couple highs. And she works. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. So, there's another option for people. And this is an 8-ohm tower. So I could run 4 of these off of this head unit. And they're only meant for like 35 watts a piece. They're really old. And, the heck is this? That's 35 by 4, so it's just perfect for this. My other head unit, which is over to my left, is 75 by 4. So that would be that'd be a little overkill for this. But hey, it works. No complaints. Missing a lot of screws out of that sub. I'll fix that. Maybe I'll put in something better. We'll see what happens. But yeah, lots of wires I gotta clean up. Take some of those out. Can't believe that box works with the antenna. Really can't believe that. But anyway, there you go. Have a good night.